You talk about us here in Denmark being easygoing with religion and very secular, and our kind of religion being nice and seems comfortable. But what about the truth of it? What about the ultimate search for truth? And even though we aren't extremists, it's still shading the truth of it all, that it's not proven to be true. And we cannot say that just because it's nice and we don't behead people, stuff like that, that it's okay to maintain in our society because of morals, because right and wrong is not scientifically proven to exist. It's only a matter of perspective. So we have to, I believe, consider it's still dangerous to hide the truth in something that is nice, rather than in something that isn't nice, fear. So yeah, maybe that's just more of a comment, but that's why I'm an atheist, because I believe it's still damaging to the people to believe something that is nice, even though it's a nice religion here, and still damaging to look away from the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well said. I mean, I hear what you're saying very well. I guess my response would be that there's different levels of religion. And there's a ritual aspect, there's a celebratory aspect, there's a heritage and identity aspect, and belief may be one part of religion, but it maybe not be all of it. And maybe people can enjoy the rituals or the holidays even if they don't believe. I mean, that's how I see Christianity in Denmark. Almost nobody really believes it, but they like it's hyggelig. And so I hear what you're saying sort of rationally. It's like, but it's not true. These stories are made up, they're fables, and so on and so forth. And you have a point there. But I don't know how seriously the people take the stories, is I guess what I'm trying to say. I don't know if they really believe it. And I don't know if they really believe in hell or the devil. I mean, you have the lowest rates of belief in hell in the world. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, as an outsider, it's a very non-superstitious form of Christianity. But on some deep level, I have to concede, yes, there's something about it that may not be true, and then that can't be a good thing to teach people. So I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, just because it could be worse doesn't mean it's good.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Well, my position to religion is basically based on that. To me, it's pretty much some sort of comfort blanket for these people, especially in Denmark, where it's simply just like so on whether we actually believe what they're saying, or it's simply just a cultural thing rather than religious. But it really doesn't help if the comfort blanket is on fire. If it's on fire, then you better get rid of it.
Okay.
So, and that's my view on religion, is it's a bad thing. So even if it is a comfort blanket, it's time to throw it away.
Yes,
because now,
perhaps,
by now it's about getting to the point where it's more damaging for you to keep sucking on the corner.
Well, let me try this one then, to the last two comments. Yeah. For me personally, it may be strange if someone has religious beliefs, and I think, how can they believe this? It's so weird, or it doesn't make sense. But on some deep level, if that's their personal belief, so long as they're a nice person or a law-abiding citizen, it really doesn't bother, it doesn't affect me. I mean, then as long as they're not trying to push their Islam or their Catholicism or whatever on me or my children, and they just they like their beliefs, it gives them comfort, and they get joy from it, I really don't mind. But it's only when it has political power to influence the shape of my society, influence my government, influence whether we're going to invade a country or not, or affect my kids in school, then now it's sort of like, now we have a problem, because I believe in women's rights, and you're saying it, or whatever it is. So I guess for me, it's a little bit extreme, I think, to say, well, they get comfort from it, but we need to rip that comfort away. I mean, who cares if people enjoy coming to church on Sunday and singing songs and they enjoy praying to God, and as long as they're not forcing you to do it or your children, and they're not shaping the government, they're just doing their own thing. I mean, who cares? It's like a bunch of people going out and celebrating Odin, Asetru, and drinking Mel or something, Mil, and I mean, do you care that they sing to Freya, and isn't that nice? But you would care if they suddenly had political power and, we're going to invade Ireland because Odin told us to, and you can't eat rokbrød because Odin didn't, and I mean, then you'd have a problem. So I guess I don't understand.
It's not so much ripping it away than teaching people to live without it. That's safety blanket, that's comfort blanket.
But then how is that any different from a religious fundamentalist who wants to teach you to?
Kevin, you have a good point.
Thank you.
I like the point about removing the blanket, and I think the objection is slightly condescending. Telling someone the truth is not, you shouldn't lie to people just because they feel more comfortable that way. I mean, you're being, not you, but one is being very condescending if you're just saying, oh, well, they like their religion. It's sort of like the way certain people talk about blacks in the U.S. They sure do like their religion. They're expected to, they're not too clever, so let them have that religion stuff. Yeah. I find it very condescending.
I can see what you're saying. I can hear that. It's a good point. It's a fair point. I guess to me, I've had so many people try to tell me about the truth of Jesus Christ that when I hear atheists saying they want to tell religious people about the truth of atheism, I start to think...
I didn't say truth.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good point. And I think you're right. And I think there is a lot of condescending that goes on in that way. So thank you for pointing it out.
Do you have any other questions? Otherwise, let's thank Phil for an interesting talk and nice debate.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.